This just in from the Middletown Press. Middletown Mayor's chief of staff told police DUI charge would be thrown out. The mayor of Middletown has been arrested for DUI in recent days, and here is the report from the Middletown Press. The mayor's chief of staff is expected in court this week after police say she was highly uncooperative, quote, end quote, and hurled personal insults, quote unquote, at them while being arrested on a driving under the influence charge following a fender bender last month in Rocky Hill. Alice Diaz, 39, admitted having 2 drinks at a restaurant before getting behind the wheel and hitting the back of a woman's car in Rocky Hill on October 28th. According to her arrest report, when police suspected her of being under the influence of alcohol, Diaz insisted that friends could pick her up. Diaz, a Middletown resident, failed a field sobriety test after initially refusing to perform them. Police said in her arrest report that the breathalyzer conducted later that night registered Diaz's blood alcohol content at 0.1997, more than double the legal limit, according to her arrest report. Now, there are thousands of DUI arrests in the state of Connecticut. DUI arrests are life changers. You lose your job, you lose your license, you lose the privilege of commercially driving. Driving is a commercial vehicle code term. You won't be able to use a vehicle, let's put it in terms like that, without blowing into a breathalyzer to clear you before even engaging the ignition. This arrest would be thrown out, quote unquote, and her job wouldn't care because the Middletown Police Department loves her. Wow. Okay, so with the hope of nepotism, the mayor of Middletown intends to get away with driving drunk on our Connecticut roads. If that doesn't articulate and if that doesn't illustrate the level of arrogance and illustrate the grossly inflated ego of this criminal masquerading as a mayor, I don't know what does. Police noted in her arrest report that Diaz was highly uncooperative and using vulgar language during the entire Police noted in her arrest report that Diaz was highly uncooperative and using vulgar language during the entirety of the booking process, quote unquote. She allegedly created nicknames for some of the officers, including Baby, Lateral, and Alphabet, her arrest report stated. Diaz also stated Rocky Hill police were arresting the wrong kinds of people. Oh, so the mayor thinks she's better than everybody else. The public servants in Connecticut think they're above everyone else. They're better people. They're a different kind of people. They're above our laws. They're above our laws. In fact, this is all going to be thrown out, and all those Middletown police deserve to be called names. Yeah, because the mayor of Middletown is not our kind of people. She's a way better kind of person, and she's just above it all. The officer said in the report that Diaz allegedly implied, quote, "She is not worthy of arrest as she was the chief of staff for Middletown." You can't arrest me. I'm the chief of staff of Middletown. This is just one case, ladies and gentlemen. One case in Connecticut. The arrogance. Arrogance is an understatement. That word. I need a better word than arrogance. The profound megalomania and sociopathic tendencies of our public servants in Connecticut is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Diaz's interactions with Rocky Hill police were captured on body-worn videos, as well as cameras in the booking room. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are FOIA requesting that body cam footage, and we are going to expose to the umpteenth degree the criminal masquerading as a mayor, the chief of staff beyond reproach. I digress. Let's get back to this here. We're going to expose everything that's happened. We're going to expose this criminal for what she is. Let's just leave it at that. In a statement, Mayor Ben Florisheim, hopefully I'm saying that right. Sorry if I bastardized your name, sir, said Diaz informed him about being involved in a minor crash a few days after it happened. Quote, while the situation resulted in no injuries, Alice was subsequently booked under suspicion of DUI. She was drunk. She blew in a breathalyzer twice the legal limit. So it's no longer a suspicion there, boy genius. Both Alice and I take this matter very seriously. Yeah, it sure sounds like it. Sure sounds like you're calling someone who blew, you're calling twice the legal limit of blood alcohol content suspicion of DUI. It sounds like you're taking this real seriously. I am confident that she has already taken the appropriate steps to address this issue and is cooperating with a complete investigation. As this is an open matter, we are continuing our cooperation and will trust the legal process as we move forward. Well, I could translate that for you. The mayor intends to bribe the criminal judge presiding, and the criminal judge will probably take the bribe. This will probably get thrown out and swept under the rug because, well, these are the wrong kinds of people to be arresting for driving drunk on our roads. As so eloquently put by the mayor of Middletown. Bobby Noel Peterson, acting director of Economic and Community Development for Middletown, confirmed Diaz was hired in May but declined to comment on her employment status following the arrest. She deferred to the mayor's statement, which did not address Diaz's employment status. So from May to October, it took a mere 5 months to inflate this woman's head with so much hot air and arrogance that she thinks she could drive around drunk, rear-ending other drivers, badmouth the police, and just literally get away with breaking our laws, endangering people's lives. Yeah, that's real nice, real swell. That's what the atmosphere of Connecticut does. That's what the atmosphere and environment of corruption, absolute corruption, forges here in the state of Connecticut. Diaz's attorney, Robert J.T. Britt of Rule, Burns and Britt, says his office does not comment on pending cases. Yeah, how convenient. Diaz was charged with the illegal operation of a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and following too close with an accident. She was released after posting a $500 bond. She's driving around our roads drunk, and she gets a $500 bond. That's kind of strange. I know an innocent man who's been trying to expose the embezzlement crimes of the city of Stamford, the Stamford Police Department, and the state of Connecticut. He got a $600,000 plus bond, and he's never even committed a crime. Here we have, the wrong kind of people to be arrested, the great people that get drunk and pretend they're mayors, driving around drunk, causing accidents, getting arrested, and they only get a $500 bond. Wow, does that make any sense to anybody here listening? She is scheduled to appear in State Superior Court in New Britain on Thursday. The incident occurred around 9:40 p.m. on October 28th when Rocky Hill Police responded to a crash on Cromwell Avenue. A Cromwell woman told police she was stopped at a red light when her 2021 Volkswagen was rear-ended by Diaz's 2019 Hyundai. According to the arrest report, there were no reported injuries from the incident. The report says Diaz told an officer she was behind the Volkswagen when it came to a sudden stop, causing the collision. The officer asked her if the Cromwell woman had stopped at a green light, the report said. I didn't know what her light was, but she stopped. I admitted I hit her, Diaz said, according to the arrest report. The Cromwell woman told an officer she was concerned Diaz was drunk. The officer told the woman, after my short interaction with Diaz, I did not smell alcohol on her, but they would perform tests if they suspected she was inebriated. Another officer arrived and spoke to Diaz and believed she could undergo field sobriety tests. Diaz said she had dinner at a Cromwell Avenue restaurant where she had one drink and did not think she was drunk, the report stated. Interesting, because in other reports it says she admitted to having 2 drinks. 1 drink or 2 drinks are not enough drinks to put you twice over the legal limit. Sorry, hon. By around 10:15 p.m., officers told Diaz they wanted to make sure she was safe to drive. Diaz said she didn't have to drive and could leave her car there. On the roadway, really? The report stated. The officer then asked Diaz to perform the field sobriety test. I don't have to do this, replied Diaz, quote unquote. An officer told her to turn off and exit her vehicle, but she refused and started to speak to someone on the phone who she identified as her lawyer. Officers insisted they needed to perform a field sobriety test to determine if she had been impaired while driving. Diaz refused to do this test multiple times and said she has friends who could pick her up. I'm not doing this with you guys. I'm the chief of staff of the city of Middletown. Wow. I don't have to follow the law. I'm the chief of staff. I don't need to follow lawful directives. I'm the chief of staff. The epitome of corruption and arrogance. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, in her own words, herself. One officer noted in the arrest report detecting the smell of alcohol emanating from inside of the vehicle. Diaz eventually agreed to the field sobriety test, but she failed all 3. Diaz was arrested and agreed to a breathalyzer at the police station. After issues with the first 2 tests, a third breath test, conducted about 2 hours after police were first called to the scene, revealed Diaz had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.1997, the report stated. Anyone 21 or older is considered to be legally intoxicated in Connecticut with a BAC of 0.08 or higher, according to the DOT. So that's 2 hours after. That's a long time for that level to come down. You know, so her blood alcohol content at the time of the accident was much higher. By law, police are required to administer 2 BAC tests at least 10 minutes apart. For the second test, police said Diaz did not blow long or hard enough and she needed to blow again, the report said. That's right, Diaz. Blow. At this point in time, Diaz became highly volatile and began to scream at the officers. We're switching the machine and changing what's happening. The officer said in her arrest report, Diaz was requested to blow again, to which she refused. So it sounds like she became paranoid and delusional and just aggravated with the whole situation, being that, well, she's the chief of staff of the city of Middletown and she's the wrong kind of person to be arresting. An officer noted that Diaz was highly uncooperative. Throw her ass in jail. While I was fingerprinting Diaz, she stated this arrest would be thrown out, and her job wouldn't care because the Middletown Police Department loves her. The officer wrote in her arrest, Diaz also stated the Rocky Hill Police Department was arresting the wrong kinds of people. When Diaz was speaking to me and assisting officers, she was demeaning and lodging personal insults based on the appearances and implying she was not worthy of an arrest because she was chief of staff of Middletown and a veteran. Right. I have veteran status. You can't arrest me. I'm making fun of you guys based on the way you look. I'm such a good mayor for the town of Middletown. This is what the people pass off as a mayor here in the state of Connecticut. In the dilapidated, Nazi, Democrat, socialist, racketeering, nanny police state of Connecticut. Editor's note, this story has been updated to clarify the information was gathered from a Rocky Hill police incident report. Liz Hardaway may be reached at lizhardaway@hearst.com. Well, not very many accolades, nor much applause for Hearst Media. They've got a terrible history of their own. But I will tip the cap to Middletown Press in this. Sorry for the noise of my children in the background. It's been a heck of a day here today. I hope you enjoyed the update on the city of Middletown and its egregious criminal mayor, who seems to think it's okay to drive around drunk and cause motor vehicle accidents just so long as you're the chief of staff of Middletown. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you tune in soon. We've got plenty of updates to come on the Andrew Pritchard case, on the Sam Magliari case, on my very own cases, and on the cases associated with ours truly, the Constitution State, who is putting in his due diligence and fighting the good fight for transparency, accountability, and of course, when appropriate, liability here in the state of Connecticut. If you don't know who he is, get on over to the Constitution State on YouTube. Show him the love. Let him know that Tyrant Slayer Studios sent you. And together we can all make the progress and changes we so righteously deserve. Thank you.
Hi, you reached the office of Mayor Ben Florsheim. Today is Friday, November 11th. City Hall will be closed in observance of Veterans Day. We will be open on Monday, November 14th, starting at 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. If you choose to leave a message, please do so after the tone. Leave your name, phone number, and someone will get back to you on Monday. Thank you, and have a great day.
Hi, this is Tyrant Slayer Studios calling, a press correspondence of the American Citizen Surveyors United. I'm calling with an inquiry about the DUI arrest of the mayor of the town of Middletown, and I'm wondering when she plans to resign. Please give me a call back, 8860-375-0243. The Connecticut citizens and I, to the tune of tens and tens of thousands, are demanding that the mayor of Middletown resign for her criminal activities and risk of injury to the general public driving around drunk on our roads. Moreover, the way she personally attacked our police officers, our dutiful public servants, is completely unacceptable and unbecoming of anybody who thinks they even have a remote chance of representing the people of Middletown. She is a disgrace, she is a criminal, and she needs to resign to salvage any inkling of integrity that she might still have. Please give me a call back. I will be coming down to your offices next week for comment and questions, and I hope that my dutiful public servants within my mayor's office are on their best behavior. Perhaps a plate of cookies and clean lavatories will be appropriate. We're going to be there for some time. Thank you.